It's Sunday. It's season 3 of the European Ham Radio Show. And Happy New Year, everyone. Today, we're going to go back to the origins, to where TEHRS started. We started as the European Digimode Net, as from a suggestion from Tobias. And today, we're back doing Digimodes, FD8, FD4, JT65, maybe, if someone wants to do a really slow QSO. I already have some troubles with my flex, so let's go to the ham radio moment of the week before we get going here. Let's see. How about you start, Sean? What's your ham radio moment of the week?
Hey, thanks for having me on here today. Welcome, everybody. And my ham radio moment of the week was just yesterday, a whole day ago, where a good friend of mine has been telling me for a while he wants to get licensed in ham radio. So I kind of been like promoting him to do it. And he said he studied. And so he went to one of the clubs about 30 miles away. I figured I'd go with him. And he tested. But while he was testing, I had some Baofeng radios to give away to people who passed. So as they were walking out of the door, I was giving them Baofengs. So I was like, Oprah Winfrey, you get a Baofeng, you get a Baofeng. And it was really cool.
Well done.
It was really cool. And even like better, my buddy who was studying for tech decided to take his general, and he passed that too. So that was pretty rewarding to see him do that, and also to be able to give back to the community.
That is awesome. And just to the fans out there, I think we're just going to start calling FD8 now, and people can work us while we talk about other things and ham radio things. But excellent job with the Baofengs, Sean. I saw that on Discord, and you had a little bit too few Baofengs with you, didn't you?
Turns out there was only 3 people testing, plus my buddy, so it kind of worked out pretty well. But, in the future, I'd like to up my game, and maybe Oshan will be like, hey, and maybe I could bring more in that case as well. So I was also thinking that in the future, possibly I would also bring NFED half-wave kits to give away to people who got their general, for example. So there's something for everybody.
Yeah, that is an excellent thing, though, and it helps people get going straight away.
Totally. And the best part, one last thing, the best part was the club didn't know I was there, so while I left, right at the exit, I left some ham radio stickers.
Free promo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Excellent, Sean. And you're running FD8 for our North American audience today, aren't you?
I am. Right now I'm on 10 meters. I figure I'll stay here for just a little bit of time while I'm calling, and then I'll move to 20 if need be.
Yep. And Whiskey 9 Fox, right?
That's correct. Sorry, I just had one of those moments. I was like, huh? Is that my call sign? Yeah.
And we got a new guy down here, Thomas, and you're here actually to talk about the Norwegian ham meeting, which happens in February. But before you do that, we'll do the ham radio moment of the week rounds first, and then you can talk a little bit while we do FD8. But what's your ham radio moment of the week, Thomas?
Well, I haven't been really active since Christmas, so my ham radio moment of the week must be today when I went outside in minus 20 degrees to fix my antenna that I took down for the stormy season this fall, where I had a couple of trees fall down right around where my dipole was mounted to the ground. So got that up, got the feed cable working, and got my radio working. So now I'm on FD8, currently on 40 meters.
Yeah, looks like a lot of us are on 40. I'm on 40 as well at the moment, and Tobias is on 80. So a good chance of you guys out there to work us. Kjetil? What's your ham radio moment of the week?
I'm not really sure. I've been having a lot of fun over at the cabin doing POTA there after New Year's Eve. First of January, just going out there and just running first POTA of the year in beautiful winter weather, and I think that's about it. So for those who want to hunt me, I'm calling on 20, but I'm going to 30 really soon for FD8.
Yep, no JT65 yet then.
Not yet. And also, I'm as you can see on my clothing, I'm actually working outdoors in the Parks on the Air area. So for those who want, I'm good for POTA as well.
And I got to say, though, before I forget, if you work one of us guys, send us an email over at cq@hamshow.eq, and we'll send you a nice PDF in Comic Sans as a certificate that you work someone on TEHRS on the Air.
And if you send it to cq@hamshow.eu, then you will probably also get one in a nice font.
Didn't I say hamshow.eu?
You said hamshow.eq. I don't know which country that is.
I have no idea. But we'll do certificates, and I really want to do that in as horrible font as possible, because that's the spirit of GeoCities and ham radio.
Yeah, something like bright pink on bright green, or
Yep.
Like
and Chris is here from radiostuff.com, and you'll be happy to know that I'm actually using your NFET half-wave today, Chris. Tobias, what's your ham radio moment of the week?
I was very lazy during the holidays. The only thing I've done is I continued my making one working TH79E out of two broken ones, and that seemed to work. So now I have one that seems to be fine. But I'm worried about all the SMD capacitors. So basically I have two PCBs, and what I will do now is the broken one will be the practice subject for taking the SMD caps off and see how bad the corrosion is underneath. And if it's terrible, then I have to do the same operation on the repaired one as well. But I first have to see. But it looked to me as if the electrolyte was already leaking, and not good.
I am still impressed, though, Tobias, that you actually started.
Maybe I can hold it into the camera for a second. Let me quickly grab it. 1 second.
Yep. And while Tobias does that, how's the FT8 going, guys? Anyone in the log?
No.
I got one answer from Turkey, but he didn't come back to me after that. I was at -20 both ways, so probably marginal.
I have one Ukrainian and two Russian stations in the log at the moment.
I have three. I have one Brazil. I got one just down the street here. Who's in the stream? Lima Bravo 8 Papa Echo, I think, and just another random person. So I'm starting on 30 now instead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That looks good, Tobias.
I got a Victor Echo 3 station.
And big me for a second.
Let's see if I can do that. I have so many open windows now.
But that looks
that looks
at the
new.
moment workable. Yeah. And I have to see, as I said, how bad are the capacitors. And in a way, I would, now that it's working, I don't want to touch it again. But if the capacitors are leaking, I don't have a choice. So.
Yeah, but still very, very good. Let's see if we can get.
Yeah, but of course it's insanity. Yeah, because buying two used ones to make one working out of it. I mean, there's nothing rational about it anymore. But it's just for fun.
Is anything within rational?
Not really. Yeah, but if you think what else I could have bought for the money, it's not really a sane decision. But hey. It's a nice radio, so I like it.
It is, and it's nice. Let's see, Bob, what's your ham radio moment of the week?
Before I do that, I just have to ask, how old is that radio, Tobias?
I have no idea when it stopped production and when that serial number stopped production. I was lucky. The second one that I got looked from the outside pretty good. Was not scratched and dinged up, so I was basically using the housing from the second one and the LCD display from the second one and the innards from the first one.
Because that if it looks brand new, you could have sold that as new in box.
I would agree.
Yep.
Yeah. The scary thing was again removing the polarizer, because they all develop a blob in the middle, because of the sunshine or the heat. The LCD develops a blister in the middle where it bubbles up, and it's really scary when you are with your cutter knife and cut through the top foil and you have all the glue cracking. yeah, it takes a bit of bravery to do that, but yeah, it worked.
Yeah, absolutely. Extremely nice work, I have to say.
So I'm getting called here, and I'm not very good in answering. Let me see. Here. I have to keep an eye on my FT8 here.
Yep, I'm trying to do that as well. I have two screens, and both are full with Windows today, so it's a different kind of production compared to what it usually is. I just have the StreamYard window open and try to focus on what's actually happening on stream. But your ham radio moment of the week, Bob?
Yeah, that's let's see. It's not been too much. I was a New Year's Day Summits on the Air activation, and same mountain I did 2 years ago on New Year's Day. That's it's a nice walk, so I figured that I'd make that a yearly event. But last year we got at least half a meter of snow on New Year's Day, so I had to postpone. But I got back to it's what is that? Lima Alpha Tango Mike 013 Vestre Vealøs. It's about 500 meters above sea level, 400 meters elevation. And it was bloody cold at the top. It was blowing a really, really cold wind, but all the way up and all the way down was a really nice walk. So yeah, activated that. I think that's the only radio activity I've done this week other than setting up for tonight. So I had to fix my, in quotes, random wire antenna outside, which fell down in one of the storms that we had this autumn. And I didn't really fix it all that well because now my SWR on 40 meters is 3-1. So I went down to 10 watts now, not to try and not to destroy the 9918 that's connected to it. And if you think you have it bad with 3 screens, I had 2 screens. I can tell you, I have 3 screens now. I had to use remote desktop to get some of the last windows onto my 2 screens that are in front of me. So yeah, nice chaos. I'm trying to get the SM6 kilo X-ray, I think it seems like. But once again, I just got the one call or answer to my call, and I'm not hearing back from him. So yeah, it's not a good day for FT8 this.
I have a couple of those as well. One Finnish station and now 2 Norwegian stations. So I'm hoping I can finish at least one of those calls.
So you're aiming to finish the Finnish station?
At the moment, no, the Finnish station went off, but at the moment I'm apparently simultaneously running 2 Norwegian stations.
Yep,
because I gave up. I gave up on the first one. It's my turn then. It's been a week without much POTA actually, but there's something more exciting. I felt I won the lottery on January 2nd, okay, I got so many stations. I just need to let's see if we can answer another one and see what happens. Because there are so many stations now calling for me. Anyhow, I felt I won the lottery when my box from Oregon arrived with from George, KJ6VU from Pectana Sierra Radio Systems Ham Radio Workbench. Because, well, a couple of months ago, he asked if I wanted to beta test the station controller. And I got a video out. Not a lot of people have seen that. It seems like flex content is not something people really want to see.
Yeah.
It's probably not a lot of people own. I don't know.
Not that, but I mean, I'm beta testing it, so it's not for sale yet. But this is it in real life. Let's see if I can embiggen myself and hold the camera at the same time. So up here we got a GPIO board with some relays and goodies on it. Then we have a power and network hub here that's not used at the moment. We got an antenna switch here, and we got the Raspberry Pi that controls everything here. And there's even room for an Heltec Meshtastic node here, so you can actually control the whole thing over Meshtastic if you'd like. Let's see if I can switch cameras back again here. So playing around with that, and I mean, it's a beta product. It's surprisingly good for what it is, though. It is, to put it mildly, really, really good. There's been a couple of hiccups that I've managed to fix. The documentation is really good. So it's a lot of fun. And the most fun thing is that everything is controlled. And I'm going to share my screen here. Let's find the right tab here. Everything is controlled through a Node-RED interface here. So I can monitor things and switch the radio on and off and a lot more, because there's room to control 8 relays here. And I'm only using 1 at the moment.
That temperature sensor, is that the water boiler?
That is in arbitrary degrees, the kind that Sean uses, where water boils at 212 degrees and freezes at 32 degrees.
Okay.
That's crazy. Crazy.
Yep. And let's see if I can find my pointer again and get back here to the regular view here. So that's my ham radio moment of the week, actually being able to play around with this. It feels like winning the lottery, actually.
That's cool.
And it's so well designed. So I think a lot of people are going to have a lot of fun with these as soon as George releases them. And George is going to be on next week, by the way, to talk about the station controller. So we're going to hear more about that then.
Then I would suggest everyone prepare for a show going overtime.
It usually does when we have a guest from from the ham radio workbench.
Yeah.
40 is no good to me at the moment.
I moved to
Let's see, there's a guy here, LB5JJ. Let's see if I can run him.
Can you actually hear me?
I can hear you. -1.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, maybe I should try 40 as well briefly before we give up.
But while we do FT8, Thomas, you're here to talk about the Norwegian Ham Meeting, Norway's biggest ham fest. So the stage is yours, and I'm going to trick around and make you in a large view here. Let's see if we can do that like this.
Thank you. Well, I asked to come on the show to talk about the Norwegian Ham Meeting, and you were gracious enough to allow me to come. I've been watching the live streams for a while, and think it's really cool to be here with you guys. I've taken some notes on what I'm going to talk about, so and they're in Norwegian, so I have to translate on the go. But basically, the Norwegian Ham Meeting is, like you said, Morten, the biggest ham meeting or ham fest in Norway. We're situated in Gardermoen, and it's the Gardermoen Group, Lima Alpha 2 Golf, that started the Norwegian Ham Meeting several years ago. I'm pretty new. I actually took my license at the Norwegian Ham Meeting last year, so I'm a new radio amateur. Still in the rookie class. But what can you expect from the Norwegian Ham Meeting? Well, we're going to have some exhibitors from Christech. They usually bring a whole lot of stuff that you can buy, from connectors all the way up to full-blown radio stations. So that's nice. SP Trucking will also be there. They have some CB radios and some antennas, some handhelds, stuff like that. Simarud will also come. They are also a distributor of many of the same things as Christech. So they'll probably showing off some cool stuff. The Norwegian Relay League will be there, where you can buy some sweaters, books, and that sort of things. And also we'll have Tracker ID, so you can buy tracker for your hunting dogs and stuff like that. And also North Hunt will have a stand talking about North Hunt. That's for those of you that haven't heard about it. It's previously called SMLA. Was a contest going throughout the year between Norway and Sweden. They've now expanded to also include Denmark and Finland. So that's North Hunt.
And that's the one where you that's the year-long contest where you hunt all the municipalities in all of the Nordic countries, right?
Yeah, that is correct.
Strictly, I was just asking, is that strictly a contest? So you have to stay away from the walk bands, or is that are you just calling it a contest?
It's kind of contest. You can most of the contacts are scheduled where you beforehand tell people that I'm going to these municipals those days, so at these times, so you'll be able to pick them up.
Yep.
Yep. So it's almost like any other on-the-air program, except it's not parks; it's municipalities. So that's pretty exciting. And you didn't mention, but I think it's fair to mention here for international viewers, though, that Gardermoen, as you mentioned, is also where the Oslo airport is located, and the ham meeting is also at one of the largest airport hotels there and convention centers. So it's easy to get to for international attendees.
It's really easy. There's shuttle buses going directly from the terminal to the hotel. And we've been able to get some good deals on hotel rooms for participants of the ham meeting. So you can check that out at hammeeting.no, where you get the information on how to order your hotel rooms, and also how to order tickets for the Hamfest. There will be a raffle for everyone that buys their tickets beforehand, and there's also possible to buy lottery tickets to get entries in the lottery, and there will be a lot of cool prizes to win.
Will there be like for foreign visitors? Will it be possible to pay with something else than VIPs?
It will be. You will be able to pay with a card at the counter. I don't think that unfortunately this year we don't have any other prepay option other than VIPs, but it should work for at least Norwegians and Swedes.
That's good.
Yeah, and if anyone really wants to get there and wants to prepay, just contact, I guess, any of us and send us PayPal money, and we'll fix it for you. So there are solutions. And Chris says, don't buy beer at the airport. You'll need a bank loan. And as far as now, Chris has done quite a bit of work in Norway, so he probably knows that airport better than some of us, nonetheless. And I'm on 80 meters, by the way, now, because 40 turned out to be a dud. And 80 is at least, if not nothing else, active.
It's really interesting.
Go ahead, Thomas.
Yeah. And if you don't buy beers at the airport, but buy them anywhere else instead, you only need a credit card loan. So that's good.
But besides that, there'll be a big junk sale there, right?
Yes, there'll be a huge junk sale with a lot of good stuff. So being there bright and early, maybe as early as the couple hours we're open on Friday, is good to get those goodies before anyone else. So that's very nice. I don't have any numbers on how many junk tables we've sold till now, but it's usually full of junk tables. So.
There is a table included with every ticket this year, isn't it?
There is a table included, yes. When you order your ticket, you can also order the table for an additional krona. So you'll have to pay one krona for the junk table with your ticket.
Yeah, and that's about 10 euro cents, 8 euro cents. So not too bad.
No. Not too bad. But if you're bringing all your junk on with you on the plane, it'll be expensive.
Yeah, I think actually, if you're an international visitor, actually buying stuff and bringing it home will probably be the expensive part here.
Yeah. Also,
and there's go ahead. Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah, there's going to be talks. So most of them will be in Norwegian, though. Morten, you're actually having a talk about the European Ham Radio Show.
Yeah, and not only me though. At least Kjetil for sure, and I don't know about Bob.
I don't even know about Bob, so I can't help you there.
So we're going to talk about that and try to talk a little bit about YouTube and how YouTube is perhaps the new Elmer. Not only the focus on the show, but a little bit about how YouTube can actually Elmer people and building a nice, friendly community. Because anyone that has considered becoming a ham and gone on Facebook, I don't think any of those people have actually become hams, because it's a lot of let's be honest, it's a lot of elderly men and not knowing how they should behave or interact with other people. And that is somewhat of gatekeeping in ham radio. And that's something we kind of want to fight here on the European Ham Radio Show.
Nice. I'm looking
we still
forward
don't know
to
how
that.
to behave towards people, but we try our best.
At least we behave awkward but friendly.
Yeah, that's that should be our slogan, actually.
Yeah.
Awkward but friendly.
And the talks will mostly be in Norwegian, but if we see that we get a crowd from an international crowd, we will see what we can do to try to lure some of the talkers to do it in English.
Yeah, at least for our sake, doing it in English will be no issue at all.
Very good.
And then there will be a banquet, right, on Saturday?
Yes, Saturday night is the banquet night. This year we booked our own private room, so there'll be no one else there. Looking at our awkwardness, I guess, but so that's nice. It'll be fun. I didn't attend the banquet myself last year, so I'm looking forward to it this year. And then again, it's possible to stay the night, both from Friday to Saturday and from Saturday to Sunday. So then when the banquet ends, you can enter the bar for late night drinks.
I remember my first Norwegian ham meeting. Guess that was the first one after the pandemic. I think it was in 22. It has to be.
Still remember it. That's a good sign.
I remember it, and I remember we tried to explain to a new ham how an unfed halfway worked after about 16 beers. That is not recommended and not a good idea.
It's best, the one doing the explaining or the one being explained to?
I think both.
Then that should be all right. As long as you're on even terms, it should be all right.
Unfortunately, I haven't kept that napkin drawing I made, but I don't think that made any sense the next day.
My plan is, I'm flying over on Friday evening and staying until Saturday and then home again. So missing the banquet, but it's going to be fun, hopefully, and lots of nice people there.
I am going up there on Friday, probably early afternoon, and then going back on Saturday night before the banquet. So I'll be there until the banquet starts, and then I'll go home. And if you want to have an eyeball and a couple of beers with me, I'll probably be in the bar on a Friday. That's usually where I tend to be at night in a hotel.
Yeah.
What else?
And from experience, sorry. From experiencing last year, there were a lot of people having some beers on Friday night as well. So many had a late start on the junk sale on Saturday.
So to all our international viewers, I can certainly recommend it. And I'm trying to catch LB8 India Juliet Øystein here on FD8. He's tried me on both 40 and 80 now, and you're +4 here, Øystein. So I think we should be good, hopefully. Not a lot of contacts coming in. 80 is actually wall to wall of FD8, so there's not a lot of free space.
Yeah, it's working really well. So I switched over to 80 now as well, and I'm surprised. I'm running the ground plane antenna for 20 meters, not the ground wave antenna, but ground plane, and it's tuning really well on 80 as well. And I'm at least reaching 10 kilometers to the guy I'm having a QSO with.
Yeah, I guess it's about 40 kilometers for me to Øystein, so it's not that far, but it's a QSO.
Yeah.
Let's see here. And I actually managed to log him now, so that's good. Anything else you want to add, Thomas?
I don't think so. We're really looking forward to this year's ham meeting. So stay tuned on our social media, Facebook, for most of the part, and also our webpage to see new updates and when we release the official program. And also a reminder that the license test that will be conducted will be on Friday at 6 p.m. So if you don't have your license yet, then that's a great place to get it.
Yeah, and then perhaps you need to study a little bit first, so that'd be
a little
a
bit
recommendation.
Good, yeah. Read for 5 minutes or so. It should be good.
It's plenty of time
until test. I can attest to that. It's not really a difficult test. If you just read through the book, if you have a technical mindset, you could probably just read through the book and pass that test.
I'd beg to disagree, but that's just me.
Yeah, me too. That one wasn't my first try, so I think it's getting harder but as time passes.
But I did the older test with only 30 questions, though. Supposedly, it's a little bit harder now.
Yeah, so, it's 60 questions and a lot of
how is that weighted for you guys? I mean, law, regulations versus technical questions. Is it 50-50 or more technical than regulations?
More technical questions than electronics.
Okay.
I think
very different 40, in Germany.
40% of the test is are technical mathematical questions, and the last 60% is divided on the rest of the topics.
Okay.
I think it's been more complicated since I took it in 2016, so it's changed a bit. So, and thanks Bjørn Steinar, LB8PA, he helped me activate here. So I got 10 in the log now. 7 of them is the same person, but different bands and modes.
I think there should be a separate diploma in Comic Sans for that.
Yeah, worked all bands that are open.
Yeah.
I'm getting a couple of QSOs now, a couple of Norwegians and Italians. So that's 80 meters for you. How's 30, Tobias?
Nothing at all. So now I go adventurous and try to tune my 80-meter NFET half wave on 160. Let's see if that works. Probably not.
That gave me an idea. The funny thing with my antennas, I got an 80-meter Windom, and I got a 40-meter NFET half wave. But the NFET half wave is actually the only antenna that'll tune on 160.
Yeah, the ATU could tune it, so let's see if something happens.
I think I'm going to stick on 80 a little bit, but 160 would be a fun idea.
Yeah, I'm really interested. Like 30 is dead. I can't remember seeing FD8 part of 30 being so.
No, there was nothing at all on 30 for me. Completely empty.
Yeah,
it's funny because like 2 hours before the stream, I called CQ just to see. I didn't even call CQ. I just responded to somebody to see how the pattern was and everything. And like 4 or 5 stations came back to me after I responded to one, and it just died.
Yep, that's usually the way. Way 10 meters is. And Chris, apparently, according to this comment, I'm not supposed to use his unfed half wave on 160. I've just tried it a little bit. I'm not going to do a full 100 watts through it though. But I do need to get something up for 160. I talked about that all last winter and the winter before that. So probably in about 5 years, I'll have a 160 antenna up.
Jeff, I don't see you on 10. I know he said that he got me, but I don't see him on 10. must be the other W9FFF. There is.
Yeah. And I'm gonna just get a couple of comments here. Jeff said a round trip is right at $1,000, and that's from pretty much. I think Jeff is somewhere in the flyover states in the middle of the U.S.
Yeah, from Chicago it's $555 plus the hotel at $100 a night, so it would be right about $1,000 for the trip, provided you didn't eat, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, but
and no beers at the bar.
Whatever you do not eat the baguettes at the reception thing. They made me really bad last year.
I had no trouble with the baguettes there. They were actually pretty good, but I don't know what kind of baguette you bought though.
But seeing as we're now inviting international guests to a Norwegian happening, we should tell them how much would you expect to pay for a beer at the bar?
I guess about 10 euros, about 120 Norwegian, I think.
10 euros?
Around that.
Yeah. Hotel prices.
Are you sure it's not more?
It might be more.
I would expect more in a hotel bar.
Could be, I think it could be up to 150, 160 kroners per beer.
Yeah, so close to 15 euros or close to $15 then. So just figure that into the beer budget if you're coming.
Yeah,
but it's not about the price; it's about the experience.
That is true. That is true.
And speaking about hotels, I saw Colin here in the chat, Mike 0 OPX, and me, him, and I think Charlotte from our Discord. I haven't told Colin yet, but Charlotte's going to tag along too, and we're going to do a POTA activation in Edinburgh in 2 weeks.
Make sure to film it.
Oh, I got a new camera, so I'm not sure if I'm going to bring that on the plane though, because it's a little bit too big for being plane friendly. But
are you going to bring the little dude?
Of course, I'm going to bring the little dude. the little dude is a really travel friendly mast, and the guy that designed it is a really nice guy, isn't he, Sean?
Yeah, I hear mixed reviews.
Yeah,
but they are mainly good though, aren't they?
Yeah, I think for the most part, I'd like to think so. I'd like to think that he's a good person.
And I just got to say though, the customer service that you do, Sean, it's amazing. Because I just mentioned that I broke my top section while not handling the mast correctly. Or I snapped a bit of electrical tape while taping wire to it, and you just sent me 2 new ones.
Yeah, I figured 2 was a good number because, like, when you account for shipping to Norway, it's kind of like, well, if it happens again, you know, then at least he has a backup to the backup, right?
And if it happens to Bob, he can have an extra section for his mast.
Exactly.
I do the same thing. That I booked that Tobias. I don't know if he meant to recommend it, but he mentioned it in a place that I was listening. So of course I had to buy it. That was one of the cases where the shipping was more than the book. So I actually ended up ordering 2, not to.
You ordered 2 of the same book.
Whenever I read a book and I like it, I have a relationship of sorts with one of the people I work with. Whenever we read a book we like, we buy another one for the other person.
Yeah.
So,
Nice.
I'm banking on this book being good, so I can give it to him.
By the way, we talked about 30 earlier. It just opened. Suddenly, like,
okay, I'm gonna go to 30 then, because 80 is wall to wall. And
30 was dead, and suddenly, like, it's not full, but everybody was there. So I just worked the Kazakhstan.
If you say so, then we try that.
Okay, let's tune the antenna and see.
Whoa!
Who was that? Me?
Yeah,
No, that was me. The 30 meter is not good for my audio setup.
well, 30 meters is not. 30 meters is the band that makes my stereo speakers in the living room hum.
Yeah, I can't use more than 10 watts on 30 meters because I turn the bathroom lights of my neighbor on and off when I do run more than 10 watts on 30 meters.
Let's try that again with 5 watts. Hang on.
You guys need to get resonant
Yeah, a
antennas for
slight
that.
buzz.
At least it wasn't me because I am not doing 30 meters now. I can hear exactly. I think. Well, there's a couple of more stations. Let's see if I can hear you, Shetin, on 30.
Yeah, you can try.
I wouldn't call it wide open. I'm hearing a Kazakhstan station, and let's see what else decodes here.
I'm being picked up in east of the Ural Mountains somewhere as well. So, but it's not like there's not that many that pick me up. But like suddenly it was empty, and then it just lots of stations running in.
Yeah, not really lots for me, but there's one station. Who is that? Is that you?
I can hear or I can decode 2 stations here. I can see a lot more on the waterfall, but only 2 that are decoded. It's a Kazakh station and a Russian station.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, Kjetil, you're being picked up. That's 6,000 kilometers away.
Yes,
seeing on PSK Reporter. Yeah.
Let's see if I can sing.
You have to get some benefits if you're sitting in a freezing wooden hut, right? That's well deserved.
Yep. I'm going to go to 30 right now as well. We'll see if we can.
I got 3.
You'll probably buzz a bit now in microphone, so just ignore that.
Let's see if I can get anyone on 30. I can hear 3 stations, 2 European Russia and 1 Kazakhstan.
Did you pick up the...
Sorry, I can't hear you over the humming from Tobias here.
Are you sure you're not?
I can go down to 5 watts, but then nobody will hear me.
Are you sure you're not from another country in Southern Europe, Tobias?
No, then you would hear an echo and a Roger beep here.
On FT8. Let's see what happens. It's not a great night for FT8.
Maybe I should try something completely else.
60 meters.
Maybe I should start FL Digi and see what happens with that. Just use some.
And I got. Are you on 30, Bob?
Or yes. I even got a response. So plus 11 from the. Is that the?
Oh! I got a JA here.
Ooh. Yeah, you're hearing Juliet Alpha 6 Foxtrot India Oscar?
No, Juliet Alpha 4 Foxtrot Kilo X-ray. Let's see if I can snag a Japan here.
Tobias, maybe you could mute while you're sending?
I can do that, yeah. Then I can also crank up the gain a bit.
And I'm so sorry for I'm so sorry for our podcast listeners for this.
Yeah,
they have no visual reference of what's going on.
Yeah, this is gonna be good. I just worked at Kazakh station on the 30. I'm happy with that on 10 watts.
Yeah, that's good. I am not getting anything from the Japanese station here. Let's see. 30 is not excellent, but if I can get some DX here, that'd be good.
Yeah, I switched to 30. Maybe something will happen. We'll have some DX to each other. It's like a miracle. It's a Thursday, the European Ham Radio Show miracle.
Yeah.
In Comic Sans.
Yeah.
In Comic Sans.
But Thomas, do you run digimodes as well, or are you just a voice person?
Yeah. I'm running FT8 on 30 right now, but I can't hear anything. I don't think anyone hears me. So
that's sad. Do you guys use Grid Tracker with the spotting function turned on?
Grid Tracker for me, I hear everyone saying that Grid Tracker is great.
It is.
I've never been able to set up Grid Tracker the way I want it to be.
Exactly my feelings. Can we do a show on that, and Kjetil can show us how to do it?
Yeah, because I use the call roster. That thing is great on Grid Tracker. I use the map, but not. I don't feel I get what I really want from the map.
Yeah, but do you use, like with Grid Tracker, do you use the version 2 that you have to manually upgrade to, or do you have the old 1.3 one?
Version 2 is the new one.
Yes.
Yeah, I have the version 2.
Okay.
Because the other one just bugs me with new chat message.
Yes.
And then it says that it's not supported.
I got Connecticut on 30, so that's a start. We're almost to Europe, right?
Yeah, I'm trying an Indonesian station, and it looks like the Indonesian station is trying a different Norwegian. So, and I haven't actually checked. I haven't checked PSK Reporter. That could probably be fun.
Yeah, it's really strange. This antenna tunes on almost anything but 40 meters. I'm unable to run it with this tuner, at least. If I brought the X6100 or G90, it would run it perfectly, of course.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
And LB7PJ says it's my turn for the Indonesian station.
Yeah, all right. I have a question. If I can share, let's see if I can share my screen for a bit, because I'm not sure.
You don't have to ask because you're a mod, so you can actually do that without asking.
That is true. Can you see what's going on there with the in the right the RX window?
Hold on.
With the reports with a semicolon.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw those
Yeah.
here as well. That's why I asked if you were in 30, because I figured it might be a bug on
No, it's
on
not.
my end.
It is that person running something like the Fox and Hound mode, so he's working more than one station at the same time. So he is saying 73 to Bob, and he's sending a report to that other guy.
Oh, okay.
But you have to switch to Hound mode then, yeah, in order to work him, right?
Well, Bob
No, I just
Bob
worked them.
managed without.
Yeah, you don't have to, and I'm not sure how you do that as a operator, but it's really nice to see, and I wish more people would do it actually. Even though I know a lot of people frown on it, because this would save a lot of time, at least when you're doing some like POTA or something.
But it's still not a. I mean, it's more of the expedition mode than it is POTA. So it's like running split when you do a POTA. You need a pretty terrible pileup in order to run split on parts in the air.
This is
Although
pretty much,
I have considered it a couple of times.
This is the opposite of running split. This is running more persons at one time. So this is being more efficient on the band and spending less space on it.
Let's see if I can hear Chris here on 40.
So did you do your 10 QSOs yet, Kjetil?
Oh, that's long ago.
Yeah, see, I did not even manage 10 yet.
Yeah, but
I think I'm at 2.
7 of these QSOs is with the same guy, and they are on different bands and modes. And he's 10, 20 kilometers from me. So he...
Okay.
More importantly, how many people?
I'm not feeling so bad now.
But they're really cool.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
I was just wondering how many people in the chat have made contact with everybody. So if you've in the chat, if you make contact with anybody, let us know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think I have a lot of viewers in the Eastern Bloc countries, so but we might. The statistics show differently, but
yeah, it's really strange patterns now. Like on 60, I'm being picked up in Finland and Spain, but nothing in Norway or anything else. So there's something funky going on with the bands.
Hey,
on the other hand, it's also Sunday night, and I don't know how many people have a day off still tomorrow. I have. That's lucky.
Yeah, you are lucky with that.
I have what is considered a full day plus tomorrow. I think I have a lot of important stuff to do.
Yeah.
Chantel, did you say that Brazil station you worked with was Papa Yankee 5 Tango Delta?
Let's see who he was. Papa Yankee 5 Bravo Hotel.
Oh, okay. I worked Tango Delta. I was just curious. I got a pile up now on whatever band I'm on. I guess I'm on 30 still.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, if you want to see what Sean's doing, you can check PSK Reporter. It's pretty amazing. pretty much covered North America, at least in markers.
But
Yeah.
you got to remember though that Sean is at a different time of day than the rest of us.
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I
And
would
if an-
say that we should do this until in summer as well.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
we got to do it in summer when.
Oh, there's Jeff.
Or perhaps not summer though when 10 is dead. Perhaps sometime in the spring where it's relatively enough daylight to keep 10 open, because 10 tends to die in summer.
As long as it's not raining.
Yeah, but that usually happens in summer here as well.
You have a roof, don't you, Kjetil?
Yeah, this location, yes.
Yeah.
But the issue here in summer and spring is that like this is a bird sanctuary, so there's a lot of crazy weird people with like cameras and stuff wanting to watch the birds.
So that all the crazy people with the cameras show up and interrupt the normal people with all the radios.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Okay. Okay. I just gotta say this though. I cannot hear the UK on 40, but I can hear VK. I can hear Victor Echo. I can hear China. So the bands are a bit wonky.
Yeah, I'm hearing a Victor Echo station on 60. Like why DX on 60 is not something I'm very used with, but it happens.
And I can also hear JA on 40. So
I heard Chris earlier on 40 actually.
Yep.
But, yep.
Yep. So
Yeah,
well,
And Chris is working Ohio, so that's not too bad. I guess that's on 40 as well. So bands are wonky, but well, that's the way ham
well,
radio is.
If Chris is working Ohio on 40, I could probably go down to 40 in just a moment as well, because Ohio isn't, too far away.
It isn't too far away, but
Yeah,
you're,
no, it's not
you're
Ohio,
part
it's
of the
Finland.
you're part of the
It's
Midwest.
not, I don't think it's Ohio. It's yeah.
Oh, it's
Finland.
OHS in Finland.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yep.
same thing.
But he's working Japan at the moment though. So I was going to say he probably's got a better antenna than I have, but since he made the antenna I am using today, I probably can't say that.
I'm using a 4-to-1 Delta loop in the attic with
But I must
25,
say we have not
25
picked
watts.
the best time for our QSO. If you
Oh,
look at the
look at
MUF map,
Tobias. Look at Tobias going all scientific on us.
yeah.
that looks 40 or below is, I think, the message for us.
Yeah.
Okay, well.
If you open the NOAA page as well, you can see that there's like it's not perfect, but it's not as bad as it could be either. Let's see if I can share a tab here, like this one. Just tell me when it's up, Button.
Yeah, it is up. And I just got to say, yesterday, 10 was actually pretty good. I managed to work Victor Echo 1 and Sierra Kilo on 10 from at home.
Nice.
And I actually tried, and I used my usual trick of spotting myself when calling at home, and that actually works.
Yeah. As you can see here, like the bands have been really up and down, and well, up to an M flare that's earlier today, and the proton flux is still high, but it's falling down. KP factor up here is 4, so it's not.
If take a look at that Aurora map up there.
Yeah, this
Is
one.
that is that all of Norway covered? And no, not all of Norway, but most of Norway covered. Yeah.
The civilized
No,
part.
no,
and
no,
the
stop.
uncivilized
This is-
part is covered.
That is yesterday. This
Yesterday,
is
okay.
this is now.
Okay. Oh, someone's running 60. Who was that?
That was just my tuner trying to get back onto 80. As I said, my shack desk is like 1 meter away from the antenna mast, which is maybe not the best location. But it saves on coax, very economic.
Yeah. That is not too bad, though. I have way too long coax stretches, and at some point I need to measure the return loss in my coax because I have a... I'm just going to let you tune first, Tobias.
It's humming still.
That
And-
could be me.
Can you mute, please?
Find out in 2 seconds.
Okay, I can.
No, that wasn't me.
And Jürgen's coming to Oslo. That's going to be a lot of fun having an eyeball QSO with you, Jürgen.
Yeah.
Very nice.
And Jürgen, when you are coming, then I can greet you in some proper temperature, unlike how you greeted me down there.
Okay, is that Tobias?
It's not me. I tried to hold it.
Yeah.
I am not transmitting at the moment, so...
No, down there when I met Tobias and Jürgen down in Friedrichshafen, it was 38 degrees Celsius, and that doesn't work for a Norwegian.
No, that is warm.
It works for this Norwegian, to be honest, but all right.
I can promise that we are not going to have 38 degrees Celsius at Gardermoen in February.
We could. But there might be a minus sign in front of it.
I'm just going to say something. If you watch my last year video from the Hamfest, you can see Bob wearing shorts and doing soda hunting outside in snow.
And sandals.
And sandals,
he's channeling his inner Englishman, right?
If you see my video when I went up to Tryvann and activated up there, and I just disappeared into the snow. There was 2 meters of snow or something, powdery snow. That was fun. So I walked off like the trail and just poof into the snow.
So,
yeah,
but I am looking forward to this. It's one of my highlights of the ham radio year, because it's an opportunity to meet a lot of hams or face to face and see gear, talk to people, just basically have fun.
Yeah, I think this is the third time I'm going, and the other times I've been driving. So it's the first time I'll be flying, actually.
That's not too bad. Then you can drink.
Yes. I did that the first time I was driving as well, but I stayed overnight at the hotel.
Okay, Jürgen is arriving at 14:35. When are you arriving, Kjetil?
On Friday at some time.
At some time, okay.
I think I'm flying there. I think I'll be landing around 18 or so.
Yep.
I'll ask the question for the chat too. Is there anybody going to Hamcation this year?
No.
I wish. I actually checked for direct flights until or from Oslo to Orlando. Doesn't look like any airlines are flying nonstop Oslo.
You probably have to go to Georgia first, or Atlanta, and then on to
Atlanta.
Or Miami and a rental car.
Yeah.
So for me, I have to do 2 hops at least. So it's a round trip there without coach class is like 15,000 kroner or so, or $1,500 plus then hotels and everything else.
Yeah, but I am having a meeting with the sales representative from Visit Florida later on next week. It'd be really nice if they wanted to fly me over and show what people can do in Florida.
Yeah, get some vouchers, check out the area so you could really sell it. Absolutely.
Yep.
And what better place than Orlando with Universal Studios and Disney?
Exactly. Yeah. I think it's actually Visit Key West and Florida in that order. But
yeah.
And the ham show is a pure coincidence when you're visiting, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
That's not me.
I am so sorry for our podcast listeners here.
I have one QSO on 80. Hooray, hooray.
Yeah. Can you please just mute, Tobias, while you're just sending?
Yeah. Thank you, Kjetil. I will shut up. Yeah.
No, you can talk as much as you want, but that humming is slightly annoying.
You can talk for 30 seconds and then mute for 30 seconds. Chris got a question here. If any of us Norwegians have done Aurora skip.
I've heard it.
Not on purpose, but probably.
Yeah, I've heard it on 2 meters. I've been listening to 2 meters CW, and that's really funky. I couldn't decode it, but like you can hear, I understand why they call it ghost voices or something like that.
And I think I worked someone on 20 meters, if that's possible, because at least I heard that characteristic thing in the signal. That was one time.
Yeah.
And I see that we're actually pretty close to the hour mark. How many guys have you guys logged today? Let's start with you, Sean.
12.
That's not bad at all.
It's not horrible, right? It's not bad.
That's not bad at all.
All that matters is you had fun. It's kind of like fishing. Some days you get some days you get none. But did you have a good time?
Exactly. I usually compare ham radio to fishing and Pokemon Go for adults.
Fishing for adults?
I never played Pokemon Go.
I was more thinking about Pokemon Go for adults, but
right, yeah.
6, 8. I got 9.
Yeah,
That's-
I got 11, but 4 people.
Yeah, I have 10 in the log, but I managed to log Øystein LB8 India Juliet twice, so that doesn't count.
I worked 2 people in the chat that I know of.
Yep, that's not bad.
Yeah, not at all. Don't forget, guys, to submit your logs so you can get the Comic Sans award.
Yep.
Yeah. I haven't done it yet, but making something look great in Comic Sans is not too hard. Tobias, how many did you log?
I think
You
he's
are
muted.
muted twice.
Tobias is muted.
He's working on a QSO probably.
Yeah, let's ask
right.
Thomas first. And while Thomas answers, I'm going to find a serious ham radio product that actually uses Comic Sans.
I managed to log 1 person, Lima Bravo 7 Papa Juliet. So I think he is in the chat. So he'll probably get a nice Comic Sans diploma.
Yeah, we'll give him a Comic Sans diploma. Just send an email to cq@hamshow.eu. And I don't know if you can see this, but this is Digipeater iGate, and they've done it exclusively in Comic Sans. Let's see if I can get it to focus.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That is amazing. They've done a serious product in Comic Sans, and not only on the front, they've also done it on the ports on the backside here.
Oh, that's nice.
That is impressive.
Yeah, and my laptop battery, it went down to 20% after streaming and doing FT8 for 1.5 hours. But I have one of those big power banks with me, so it's charging of that.
Yeah, and to your credit, I think if some of our listeners or viewers didn't get it, this is your 5th Parks on the Air activation today, and you're streaming it as well. So basically, yes. as far as battery goes, I think your kit has done a marvelous job already today.
Oh, I've been home and charging it. I did the ones earlier today when it was warm and cozy outside and sunny, and then I've been home for 5 hours and charging and drying stuff.
All right, but when you say warm and cozy, you mean
0.
Yeah. That's what I thought.
But it was rain and sleet and snow as well, so it was interesting.
Yeah. And if you guys didn't log us today, though, we're gonna do these events regularly, semi-regularly, at least more than today, because it's a lot of fun. It looks like we should have been in the UK because Chris got 9 in 14 minutes, including VK and Japan.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is nice. I think maybe next time we do this, maybe we can schedule this show to start a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
To maximize the possibility of some good DX.
Oh,
and,
absolutely.
I will definitely work from someplace other than home. That's
and we should perhaps, and I don't think that's doable for doing it on the air. I think we could have opened it up for, let's say, DMR All-Star Ham Shack Hotline or something, but that's not going to be applicable for a stream with 5, 6, 7 people.
It could be difficult.
Yeah, and Sean's muted.
Oops, my bad. That would be a good after chat one day in the Discord, We'll get everybody, to jump in from All-Star or DMR into an after chat. I know it'll be late for you guys, though, so maybe I'll spearhead that or something for you guys.
Well, we'll see what we can do because, viewer involvement is a way of building a community and a friendly community. And if you want to see the friendliest ham radio community, it's over at hamshow.eu/Discord. We are a really, really friendly community. Let's see, what else is there to mention?
I got a quick one for you.
Yeah,
Can you share my screen?
I can do it.
I promise it's not bad.
Yeah.
Many of you guys know I went to school some time ago for programming phones as well as graphic design stuff. And the first assignment that I had in my graphic design class was to showcase a bad example of graphic design. And I typed in on Google bad graphic design, and this was the first result at the time.
Okay.
That's amazing.
I thought it was very comical, because it suited me very well. But I just thought that would be a good laugh to end the day here.
And speaking about FT8, I just want to do a little bit of a teaser though, because I have a device on the way from China. That is not a device that you'd think of as the typical FT8 device. I got a handheld gaming console, and with the correct software, I should be able to do FT8 on it. And it's not the one I showed earlier, because this one has a proper big screen, 1080p resolution, and should be able to do FT8. So that's going to be a lot of fun, because that's half of the fun, doing these digimodes on devices that weren't meant to do them.
Yeah, I'm so sad that I like at my old university we had an old RITI terminal or a TTY terminal, Teletype 33, and that has a serial port. That would be so fun to hook up to a radio.
There's an episode I think on Ham Radio Workbench on someone that actually used those teletypes for RITI. Just have to look through the back catalog. And you have a flipper there. Have you done FT8 on that, Sean?
Not yet, but Jeff did mention a flipper, so if it can be done, we'll do it. But I don't think it can be done. I do. I will say,
how many charge ports on a Tesla can you open at once with that?
Oh, it's pretty good. Pretty good time. Pretty good time.
I need to get something in before we end the stream, and our friend Rasmus needs some subscribers to get above a limit so he can stream from his phone. So
I forgot.
If you're still with us, when we're done, search for Sierra Alpha 5 Romeo Juliet Sierra. Sierra Alpha 5 Romeo Juliet Sierra on YouTube, and subscribe to his channel. He needs a few more subs to be able to stream from his phone. Yep. And I think he was going to do a stream after we're done. Is that correct? Did I get that right?
I think he was. I'm not sure if you have enough subscribers or he found a way around it, but check it out. I might as well. Either that or I'll go to bed. I'm not sure yet. Let's see what happens. He's up to 52 subs.
Yeah, and he says also in Discord that he has everything in order, or thinks so. And since it's his first stream, everything is gonna go perfect.
Yep. And thank you so much, Thomas, for being on, and looking forward to the ham meeting.
Thank you so much for having me.
At least we got you one international participant, and hopefully a couple of more that haven't commented in the chat.
That's perfect. We're looking forward to welcome you all to our big fest.
Oh, it's gonna be fun. So I'll see you all in the chat. I'll see all of you guys in the bar on Friday night.
Hopefully.
Crossing fingers. We'll see what happens to you. Jürgen, hope we can do a POTA. At least I have a car. It depends how long you're staying, Jürgen. We'll figure something out.
There is a very nice 5-pointer or a 3-2-pointer with a winter bonus. It's really close to the convention center. It's called Mistberget. So if you want to do a summit on the air afterwards, then I'd recommend that one.
But he asked for a POTA,
after the night at the bar. Probably not a good idea.
Yes, it is an excellent idea. I've done it 2 times already. It's the most excellent idea.
Leaving Sunday at 9. We'll see what we can manage, Jürgen. At least we'll manage to do something.
I sent out the link there to the stream, to Rasmus's stream. So please go over there when you're done here.
And I guess we gotta be nice to Rasmus though and log off now. So we'll see you guys next week. George will be here to talk about the station controller. So it's gonna be nerdy and probably a bit long.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a very long project of his. He spent almost all the year on it, I think.
Yeah, and it shows. It shows. It's so beautiful. In the case, you can call PCBs, displays, and relays and blinking LEDs beautiful, but for a ham, it's really beautiful. And on that note, guys, 73. See you next Sunday.
Yeah. Happy New Year again. Bye.
Bye.
73.